Unsolicited conversation with fellow travelers.
Oh, dude, if I'm traveling, do not fucking talk to me.
Dear Miss Manners.
I don't think strangers should talk to you ever.
No, it used to be when I was a kid and I was like flying alone. I thought it was like polite to say, hello, how are you? I'm this person, whatever. Like I thought that because you're like sitting next to them for 6 hours and it was novel. And then once I became an adult, I was like, nobody talk to me.
Do not say a word to me. I told you about the woman that blamed a fart on me on a plane. I told you about that, right?
Yeah.
I was sitting there with my brother. Someone had ripped one on the plane. It was not me. And this woman in the seat next to me and my brother, she goes, "Oh my God, was that you?" She goes, "I think it was him." And I was like, "What the fuck, lady? Who does that? Who does that
so
to
insane.
a person?"
It's really insane. I was like flying on my way to my aunt's alone, and I was like 12 or something. And this lady next to me is like kind of like half crying, and she's like, can't wait to talk to someone. She's like, I'm going to a funeral of my brother. He was murdered. And I'm like, holy shit.
Dude.
Holy shit.
That reminds me of...
Wait, Tim, I'm not...
Oh,
you're
sorry.
so fucking annoying. God damn, Tim.
Sorry, go ahead.
She said I was murdered. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I'm fucking 12. And then she goes on and on about how like someone broke into his house and shot him. And that she thinks it was like this one person or someone else, right? And then she like finally talks herself to sleep, right?
Yeah.
And then it's a long flight. It's like a 6-hour flight. So I'm like pulling out like little stuff because I'm like bored. I pull out my little lotion to like put lotion on or whatever. But because of the pressure of the plane... The second I open it, it just exploded everywhere. And I look and I was like, there's none on me. And I look over at her and it's just like all over this fucking murdered lady's fucking hair and clothes and stuff.
Did you find out or did you just say nothing?
I just kind of patted it into her.
While she was sleeping?
So that way it would just sink in and she wouldn't know.
That's smart.
Okay, now what did that remind you of now that you've already told one story and had to interrupt my second story?
I was on the Greyhound.
You're even checking your bets right now.
I'm not checking my bets. This is just up. I was looking at this thing. I was on a Greyhound from Chicago to Indianapolis, and there was a woman who was taking the Greyhound from Chicago to Atlanta, and another woman in the back tried to attack our bus driver while he was driving. So the bus driver pulled over and the police were called and she was arrested. And then the policeman was on. The policeman was like, while the woman was getting arrested, this other police guy was like trying to like entertain everyone on the bus. He was like making conversation and this old black chick just goes,
oh, this reminds me of this other old black chick that I know.
Yeah, what'd she do?
She walked into the sandwich shop I was working at, and she came in and she said, can I take a dump on the walls? And I was like, excuse me?
And so then this chick goes, motherfucker, shut the fuck up. My cousin was murdered. I got to get to Atlanta. And I was like, this bus ride rules.
My cousin was murdered. It's so funny when people you don't know people who've been murdered.
It's crazy. And then it's funnier when they have to take the fucking bus to go see them.
That is sad.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching that clip. That was from our Patreon. If you'd like to check out more of our Patreon stuff, there's a link in the description down below. We have more than 70 episodes on the Patreon. Please check it out. We would love to have you as a patron. And if you want, just subscribe to the show. We put out full episodes every week. We have all our links in the descriptions. Thank you guys very much. Have a great rest of the day.